What up, my mech heads? Welcome to Mars. Okay, not really. But welcome to the second part of our double feature weekend, where we will be talking about Barbados Lupus, the completed version of Barbados. If you did not watch Iron-Blooded Orphans, this is what it eventually becomes, the finished product of the basic Barbados, which we last covered. As you go through the show, you find out, I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but you find out that they're working on a Gundam on Mars, and it's not finished, and eventually they finish it. So, what happens here? Barbados Lupus is a 400, unlike its predecessor, the 300. Still a full fighting type. Nothing too much different there. Mostly the difference is in the way they play. Where Barbados is very balanced, has a shield, has maneuvers. Lupus, while still having the maneuvers, doesn't have the shield and trades in the balance of offense and defense for a slight boost in speed, which you'll see. So, the movement, as always, we start off with movement here, right? So, the basic movement and what Barbados had are still there, just not the same input. So with regular Barbados, it was your L2. With Barbados Lupus, it is your R2. And the reason for that is your L2 actually does different attack. If you notice on the right side of the screen, Barbados has a way bigger arsenal, more guns, and more weapons. But while you're doing this dodge, you can press range or A on legacy arcade stick users, and he throws the two small maces. It's a 2-hit combo, so if you want to shoot before you do it, it still counts as a 3-hit. But throwing the two maces can also be used to add pressure and can also be used for defensive protection. So if you hold range, Barbados Lupus will throw his spear / lance. Actually, it's more of a lance. He'll throw the lance. If you hold R1, Barbados Lupus will do a very interesting combo. If you saw there, he took out his railgun, shoved it into the opponent, and shot it. Remember that move, because you're gonna see it again later. So, with Barbados and Barbados Lupus, remember I brought this up before in the prior video, if you hold forward or up and melee, Barbados brings out the katana. So with this combo, at the end, he does a little stab. It's a little stronger of an attack. It's about 10 points of damage higher than regular Barbados. And with Barbados Lupus, if you press back or down and melee, he does this amazing combo, which you've seen before in other videos or probably from other players. This attack animation is input based. So the longer you press melee, the longer it will continue to pummel your opponent. If you don't press melee at all, he only does about 2 hits and then fires his arm cannon, and that's it. So, moving on, as I said before, Barbados Lupus does not have a shield. So what happened in its place? Pressing back and melee while neutral will do this downward smash, which counts as a light dodge overhead smash down, just like how Barbados's R2 special melee was, how he did the vaulting smash down. It's a little bit the same, but kind of different. So with your gear, you'll notice that Barbados Lupus moves a little bit faster, and his combos are extended. Remember that move earlier where he shoved the barrel into your opponent? That is now a combo finisher while your gear is active. And when doing your burst, as you see, it is a lot more powerful. So Barbados Loop is not only a visual upgrade when you use your gear, but a combo increase and damage increase on top of the animations he already had. All right. So the differences between Barbados and Barbados Lupus. Barbados, like I said before, balanced, slightly slower, less range, more attack. With Lupus, you sacrifice the defense and the counter for speed and a lot more attack with a lot more range. He's got guns on his arms, he's got a rail gun, he can throw his two twin maces. You know, he can do a lot more, but he still has the same issue as the last version, which is speed. Speed is an issue for Barbados, a big issue, and you still have to play very strategically. It's just now you have more of an option. Barbados Lupus should be considered a various F and not a pure fighting type, because the amount of range weapons that he has in his arsenal actually gives him enough range to become a various type. You can play him as a pure shooting type, or you can play him as a pure fighting type, or you can do a little bit of both. They might patch that later on, who knows? If they do, I said it first on record. But anyway, Barbados Lupus is very fun to play. You know, like I said, a lot of the same weaknesses, just speed, lack of speed, and of course everybody's going to play keep away. But the differences with Lupus is that you're going to be under a lot of people's radar. And I mean a lot of people's radar. Lupus does a lot more damage than Barbados. So the moment you try to get your combos off, that person's partner is going to come in to intervene, because you've seen the rider kick into mace smash attack where you're beating someone's face in. That does a lot of damage. That does almost 300 points of damage. So your opponent's teammates are going to stay connected. They're going to protect each other. And that's also a part of this game that a lot of people don't talk about. When you start getting into 2v2 competitive or 3v3, you want to protect your partners from your opponents. If you see like a Epion or a Lupus or a Barbados or even Exia, you want to protect your partners to a certain extent, because if they get off their major damage dealing combos, they could kill you or your team. And it's really not even about you. It's just they could kill your team or you, because their combos do a lot of damage and they have a lot of strings to combo their attacks together with. So they might not even go after you if you're Lupus. They might avoid you altogether and just decide to go after your partner or partners, because your partners are less of a threat usually. Like I said, Lupus is kind of on that level of Epion where it's like, I don't want to go up against that. All right, and lastly, I wanted to extend this ending a little bit. I'm probably going to start doing 2 spotlights a weekend, because I've noticed every DLC happens to have 5 to 6, maybe even 8. Was it 8 the first one? I think it was 8 the first one, but it looks like it's about 5 to 6 mobile suits. So I'm going to do at least 2 a weekend, maybe 3. And I am taking requests. So if you see something, or maybe I haven't covered your favorite mobile suit yet, or your Gundam, or something that you would like to know more about for strengths and weaknesses, or, you know, maybe if these spotlights help you to learn other Gundams that you're not playing, so that way you can know what your opponent has to offer or what they have in their arsenal, let me know in the description below. Shout out what Gundam you would like to have for a spotlight, and it will be done in the next couple weeks. So I'm open to suggestions. I don't have a set list that I'm going down for like all 110 plus Gundams and mobile suits that are in the game right now, but I am, you know, if you want something done a little bit faster, or maybe you want some attention done to something, or maybe you keep playing against a certain mobile suit or Gundam in casual or player matches, or even in, you know, local tournaments or something like that, let me know in the description. And I'll get a video out for you. I'll do the research. I'm also going to do a small video on arcade sticks, the difference between the PS4 controller, the PS4 controller settings for arcade sticks and the PS3 legacy controls, because there is actually some things that you need to know about that. Other than that, I hope you guys have fun. I hope this video helped you out, and if you like this video, if it helped you out in any way, helps me out a ton, and I will see you guys on the battlefield. Peace.